The title speaks for itself. How do you stop the big, the bad, and the deadly RPOs? But the first thing we're going to do is stop regular stretch run plays that give people a lot of problems. So we will be in dollar to start, and we want to make sure we set the alignment to base align. Then we're going to pick DB Fire 2, and we're going to face halfback stretch out of pistol. For the adjustments, to stop these types of plays, you're going to pinch the D-line, slant them to the inside, and then QB contain the ends. Lastly, you're going to press wire triangle and down on the left stick to press the secondary. Now obviously you can change your coverage shell to whatever you want, but for this video we are solely talking about how to stop the run and RPOs. The next thing you want to do is user the linebacker to the side the opponent is running to and put him right behind the defensive tackle. This will put you in a prime spot to shoot the outside run gaps like you see here. Your goal as the user is to stay as flat as possible near the line of scrimmage. That will put you in the optimal position to shoot the first outside run gap for easy tackles. Now there may be times where you need to go around blocks to shoot the first open gap. The key is to make the turn around the blocks as tight as possible to be able to meet the running back near the line of scrimmage. Because if you take too long to get to the gap, it will be too late to make the tackle. So you do not want big turns, or in real life we might call these false steps. The other great thing about this defensive setup is that the outside corners help contain the run. So if the running back tried to get to the sidelines, we have the corners there to counter that. That is also why base alignment is important in this formation. One more bonus tip is that when you're about to make a tackle, press X or square to pretty much dive at the runner. These types of tackles though are way more effective and harder to break. You will see your tackling improve instantly using this mechanic, and you'll see a lot less broken tackles. So now you know how to shut down stretches, but how about RPO stretches? Let's go to the same play DB Fire 2 and dollar and do the same exact adjustments. Pinch the D-line, slant them inside, QB contain the ends, and then press the secondary. And it's important to note that any adjustments I show you to stop the RPO will not affect the run defense whatsoever. Now the first way to stop the RPO is to simply man the slot defender up with the bubble receiver. But you want to be careful with this. If you keep the manned up defender pressed on the bubble, there is a risk that he will run into these two players, which will ultimately lead to an easy catch and a lot of yards after that. So a way to counter that mishap is to back off the slot defender. You can do so by pressing Y, then A, and then the receiver icon that the player is lined up over, so in this case it would be B. Then simply flick the left stick up, and the player will be backed off. This will allow the defender that is manned up to flow to the bubble and make a tackle in open space. Now there is a way to defend these types of plays with zone drops. So we are going to go to coaching adjustments and put the flats on 30 yards and the curl flats at 5 yards. Then put zone coverage on match. And once again, we will be using DB Fire 2. Now the primary zone that will be helping us guard the RPO bubble is the 5-yard curl flat. So something you can do with your coverage is put the slot defender on a 30-yard hard flat, the corner on the outside third, the safety on the bubble side on a 5-yard curl flat, and the other safety on an inside third, and the outside corner on another outside third. And if you have time, you can bring the two safeties down into the box to help guard the bubble or defend the run. So when the ball is snapped, you're going to see that the 5-yard curl flat on the safety pretty much followed the bubble and ran downhill for an easy tackle. Now the cool thing about these 5-yard flats is that you can put them on the safety like I just showed you, linebackers, or the slot corner. It's also worth mentioning that the 5-yard curl flats are great at stopping any type of short routes like flats or any type of short route going to the sidelines. Personally, I would argue that the 5-yard curl flat zones are better than just the normal light blue flat zones. So that is the gist on how to defend RPOs and stretches. But what about RPOs out of shotgun? We're going to face RPO alert bubble. For this setup though, we are going to be in big nickel in the 4-6 playbook. For coaching adjustments, we want base alignment, flats on 30 yards, and curl flats at 5 yards, with match coverage on. For this setup, we're going to do the same thing we did in dollar. Pinch the D-line, slant them inside, QB contain the ends, and press the secondary. And again, you will want to use it as a linebacker to the side they will run to and line up over your interior D lineman. On the back end, we could just man up the slot defender on the bubble like we did at the beginning of the video, or you can put him on a 5-yard curl flat, while the light blue flat will be at 30 yards. When you snap the ball, you will see that the curl flat defender is sort of playing the run and the bubble at the same time. He's pretty much right down the middle of both, while the 30-yard flat stays in place unblocked, which will just lock down the bubble. And on the flip side, we the user can shoot the outside gap to prevent any rushing yards. Now that's the brief video on how you can stop the run and the RPOs. The next video will be part 2 of the Chiefs offensive scheme. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, it's on the screen now. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And also remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.